Hey everybody, Billy from Mutation Creation. Today we're going to do an update on 3 clutches as well as cut 3. First I want to give a huge shout out to Jonathan at Exolistics. Pretty cool shirt. So I figured I'd give him a shout out and wear his shirt. I like the design. I think it's awesome. And let's get into some updates. So, here we go. I'm going to put this here. So this here, as you see, one has already crawled out on his own. This is a lesser spot nose clown to a pastel calico. This is one of the clutches that I split with Austin. So you can throw this out now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take these, and if you notice, that's the original cut that I did. And I just leave them. But now if you notice, the sack isn't there. So I'm just gonna go in like this, and I'm just gonna, see how there's no more veins or any sack or anything like that? So I'm just gonna go in, and I'm just gonna cut a bigger space. So now I can actually view the animal a lot better, and plus, it's easier for it to come on out. And I'm gonna do that to the next one also. And that way, we get to see a little more about what's going on inside. This one here has a real cool color. That's calico all day long. And this little guy here, this looks really cool. That's definitely spot nose calico. Don't know if pastel's going on in there yet, but every one of these are also 100% het clown. So let's get this one here. This is calico also. So calico, calico, calico. I'm gonna say pastel spot nose calico, or at least spot nose calico. And then here's the last one I'm gonna open. So I'll just leave these the way they are. They'll be coming out on their own. This one here is, look at this one. That's super bright. So that's that clutch. Put that aside. So they should be crawling out probably later today, next day. This one here, just gonna wipe some of the condensation off the top. So these have already come out. This is that clutch, was the banana java het pied to the black pastel pied het lavender. So everything here is either visual pied or 100% het pied, and everything will be 50% het lavender. So here we have a banana pied. I'm thinking probably java as well. Then here we have a black pastel. Black pastel pied. And they're both 50% het lavender. Then we got a few bananas. So I'm not really sure if any of these are java or black pastel yet. I'll wait for them to color up. And then here We have 2 black pastels. Maybe Java going on as well, I'm not sure. But they all came out a nice, hefty size. I'll leave them in the incubator still, and they'll shed out. And once they shed out, I'll give them another update and put them in their own tubs with their own water. And here's another clutch. So this is that one was the that het Ultramel that I wanted to put that first year male in, but he wasn't doing anything. So luckily enough, I looked around, and in my for sale rack was a black bee, which is a spider, black pastel, het Ultramel male. So I used him and got lots of eggs. So as you can see, these ones are all done. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm just gonna push this back a little. So as I said before, take a look at this one here. This is the original slit that I make. There's still fluid inside. The snake's still comfortable. Now I can do a window or a bigger space at the top. Notice how there's no veins or hardly any. So now I can just open this up a little. Now you don't have to do this. I choose to. It's not harming the snake. It's not gonna do nothing. As you see, they do come out on their own if you don't cut it, like all the other eggs I just threw out. But I just choose to open it up a little bit more. Doesn't harm the snake. Haven't had any issues. So it's my choice. You guys can choose to do it as well or not. So in here, everything here is going to be 66% het Ultramel because it was het to het. But we were lucky enough to hit 1 Ultramel in this. And I think we hit 2. No, just the 1. So out of the 12 eggs, we were supposed to hit, I think the odds were 3. 3 to 1. Sorry, 3 to 1. Wow. Still early. So out of the 12 eggs, 1 out of 4. So we should have hit 3, but we only hit 2. But really nice looking. One's much brighter than the other. I don't see the black pastel, or do I? No idea. I'll wait till they shed. But a couple Ultramels. Let me just sex them really quick too. See what my odds were. That's a male. Let's see. Be a female, be a female, be a female. And another male. So I was hoping to get at least 1 female to hold her back, because I gotta, yeah, I love the Ultramel. I got a lot of stuff. I got an Ultramel Pied, I got Ultramel into Clown, I got Ultramel into a few other things. So, a little disappointing. I only got 2, and both are males, so they will be going for sale. But better than nothing. That female, at least now I know, you know, she's gonna lay 12 eggs, hopefully more next year. That male that I wanted to put her to in the beginning, you know, that didn't do anything with her, but did with some other females, so I'm gonna put him to her next year and hopefully get more eggs, and half of them should be visual, so that's exciting. So you can never go wrong with a, you know, any female that lays 9, 10 eggs or more. I mean, they're gold. So those are the updates. Let's get into some cutting. Okay, so here, this one here is a pastel genetic stripe het enhancer to an enhancer G stripe. So out of this we should hit pastel enhancer G stripes, which I'm looking forward to, enhancer G stripes, and then everything else is gonna be when I miss. So everything will be G stripe or pastel G stripe. either full enhancer or 100% het enhancer when I don't hit the visual. So let's do this. I'm gonna say enhancer genetic stripe. Just make my little cavities here for the eggs. Next egg. Well, it's definitely a G-stripe. I don't know if it's just a regular or it's an enhancer yet. I mean, it does look really clear and bright. But everything in this clutch will be visual G-stripe or enhancer G-stripe. Okay, let's check out this one here. This one's upside down, of course, but I know it's going to be at least a visual G-stripe, if not an enhancer G-stripe. Egg number 4. Let's see some pastel. I want to see a pastel enhancer genetic stripe. Oh, that could be it there. That could be not enhancer. I think that's just a pastel genetic stripe. And that'll be het enhancer. I think if it was enhancer, it'd be a lot brighter. And once again, we'll be able to tell more once they come out of the egg. Or at least when, you know, 3 or 4 days from now, when I can open them up and take a little bit better of a look. Another G-stripe, I'm gonna say enhancer. There he's moving around, there's his head, or her head. 3 more. Genetic stripe, of course. Not sure. I don't think it's pastel. It could be enhancer. They will color up a little bit. Two left. I'm gonna say pastel G-stripe. I'm not sure about the enhancer. I'm actually not even 100% right now on the pastel, but looks very light. But I'm thinking if that was enhancer, it'd be a lot more, the color would pop a heck of a lot more. Could be wrong. I haven't seen a genetic stripe or pastel genetic stripe fresh out of the egg. This will be my first year producing them. So I'm not even sure. But it's gonna be really amazing to see these guys come out and color up. Not really sure. Sorry, it's not super exciting. But when they do come out of the egg, and after the first shed, they will color up. so I'll have a better idea of what we have here. So we'll put these away and go on to the next one. But it looks like I hit a lot of, you know, well, everything's genetic stripe. Hopefully, you know, half the clutch is supposed to be visual enhancer G-stripe. So hopefully I got the pastel in there also. So we'll do an update on that when it's ready. This one here, this was one of those clutches that I had a female. She started building. I didn't know what to do with her. It was a pastel Mojave pinstripe. I didn't have her in my breeding plans. I moved her over into a bigger tub. She started, you know, showing the signs. So I'm like, oh, my other males were busy. So I ended up taking a Sterling Butter Creed, which would be a super pastel cinnamon butter creed, which is sort of like fire. So I don't know what I'm gonna get out of this, but I mean, that's what, 8 different genes? I could get like 7, 8, 5, 6, 4, 8 different gene animals. So this one might be really hard to ID as well. So many genes at play, but everything should be minimum pastel. So, okay, first egg. Like I said, no idea what is gonna be in here. So many genes. But it is pretty awesome that, you know, I could hit like 6, 7, and 8 gene animals. So, it looks purple. So this is super pastel, probably cinnamon, probably Mojave, butter. I have no idea, guys. I'm sorry. So that's what happens when, actually, this is a little too wet. So what I'm gonna do for now, I'm just gonna put the egg crate back, just so that the egg isn't sitting in the wet, and I'll dry that off. But that snake's pretty much pinky purple, but I'm sure it'll color up, but you never know. I could hit the first pink snake ever. Who knows? So that one is definitely going to be tough to ID. But because it's, you know, that butter Mojave, that's going to be, you know, sort of like a bell. And then there's pinstripe, pastel, cinnamon, fire, like, wow. Okay, let's do this. Let's try to find out what else we're going to get. Add more confusion. Okay, guys, here we go. Another pink snake. Well, this one's more gray. I'm not sure, but that's another thing. When I put them together, it's the only male I really had. So butter and Mojave is gonna make a bell. And that's what those probably are. The butter mixed with the Mojave to make the blue-eyed Lucy. And then, of course, there's definitely pastel in every one. And then, you know, throwing in additional pastel, additional cinnamon, the fire, the pinstripe. Wow. But, not gonna complain if I have a whole bunch of females, because I don't mind having, you know, a bunch of 5, 6, 7 gene or even 8 gene females growing up in my rack. Oh, one with some color. Yay. Okay, pastel butter for sure. You can see the butter, pastel, maybe fire. Could even be super pastel, butter, fire. Let's try this egg here. Number 4. Well, I can see the pinstripe. Oh, I think so. But that's maybe a super... You know, I'm not even gonna guess. It's definitely pastel. Sorry, guys. Definite pastel. That's the only thing I can say is everything's minimum pastel. So hopefully some of these come out and actually, once they shed and color up, they have a bit of a pattern and a bit of a color. You can see a bit of a pattern. It's upside down, but there is a bit of a pattern on that. So look to be either cinnamon or butter. And of course, it's definitely going to be pastel. Here has some pattern. Like I said, nothing crazy in this clutch. It wasn't planned. Unfortunately, all the other males that I had were either locked or I was using them for, you know, key projects or key pairings, so not gonna complain having a female give me, you know, 8 eggs. But that's why, I mean, it is important to figure out your pairings, because now that I look at it, having the chance of hitting Mojave with butter, with all the other, so there's a little bit of pattern. It's upside down. Not gonna fuss with it. But it is key to pair your females with your males that have, you know, the genes in play that you want, and especially hitting, like, you know, bells or ivories with 5, 6, 7 genes, depending on which ones. I mean, if I had other males available, I would have definitely chosen another way. But, okay, so there's some pattern there. I can see some pinstripe, probably cinnamon, pastel, but hopefully these come colored up. So a little bit of pattern in there. Hopefully when they come out and they shed, I'll have you know, some updates on them. And hopefully they come out looking, you know, with a bit of pattern at least. Okay, that can go here. And last one. Now this one here, this girl here, this is a pastel Casper Ghost. Now the Casper Ghost is another line of Ghost. It's something that when I bought Todd Constable's collection, you know, 2-3 years ago, he had it. He proved out his own Ghost line. He called it Casper Ghost. It is compatible with Orange Ghost. So I've been, you know, fiddling with it for a few years. I'll show you some animals in another update, or maybe on Instagram, some pictures and maybe some comparisons of Orange Ghost compared to the Casper Ghost, and pastel Casper Ghost to a pastel Orange Ghost. It's a little more subtle, but there's definitely a difference. Now this one here, she gave me 7 eggs. Before I paired her, she was already building, so this could be retained sperm from last year. And the male that I put in was a phantom Casper Ghost. So this is gonna be a surprise clutch. Nothing super crazy. So we'll see what's going on in here. That looks like Enchi. So it could be the dad from last year. That looks like a Enchi Ghost or a pastel Enchi Ghost. Okay, next egg. Could be dual sired, you never know. It's upside down. I'm not gonna fiddle with it. Actually, I'm not even gonna be, I'd be happy even if it retained sperm from last year, because the Enchi Casper Ghost is pretty awesome looking, and I love Enchi stuff. Yeah, that looks like a pastel Enchi Ghost. So then this one here is just an Enchi, no pastel in that. Just so bright and clean compared to this one here. That's definitely pastel Enchi. So far it looks like the dad from last year retained sperm. Oh, definitely Enchi. So it looks like the male. So that's just an Enchi, which should be 100% het, because the male was last year was an Enchi het Casper. So you can see here the difference. See how it's cleaner, and you see the black. There's sort of like you know, blushing in the black. And then you come over here, and there's without the ghost. There's no blushing in the black. It's a deeper browner color. So ghost has a big influence. It's one of those recessive genes that, you know, people have, you know, used in the past and sort of forgot about, but now it's coming back. It's amazing with black pastel and into clown and ghost pieds. It's really awesome. Never underestimate any gene. Never give up on one. That's that's probably just a Casper Ghost. Could be pastel. Probable pastel. Not the craziest egg cutting video that I've done, but I'm always excited still to cut eggs, and from the sounds of the comments and people are leaving, I mean, I don't think anybody's ever bored with egg cutting. Come on, more Enchi, more Enchi. Build that Enchi army. And Enchi. There is some blushing. I'm not sure if that's ghost or not, but it could just be a pastel Enchi het ghost, or het Casper Ghost, whatever you want to call it. And last egg. More Enchi. Pastel Enchi. Could be ghost, I'm not sure. But that's good. I got, what, five Enchis in that clutch? So it was definitely retained sperm from last year. So he gave me a big clutch. Let me just run and see. Hold on. Of course he's in shed. Or going into shed. But here's my Enchi Casper. He's got a little bit of cocoa all over him. His bin is a little bit wet. He is going into shed, but I'll do an update. I was hoping I could pull him out right now, but lots of oranges. Unfortunately, he's in shed, but you see what I mean about the blushing? in between the blacks. So, Enchi Casper Ghost, of course, had to be in shed. Sorry guys. See, when you do videos and it's real, when I go grab an animal, you know, I don't know if it's in shed or not, but reality is every time you want to take a picture of an animal or show an animal, they're always in shed. It just, you know, hey, you have a picture of that animal that I want to buy? Sure, you go get it, it's in shed. So you have to wait a few days or a week for it to shed so you can actually take a picture and show the true amazing color of the animal to the customer or potential customer. But, you know, next time, or maybe even in the beginning of next video, or when he does, I'll put him on Instagram again and post him once he sheds, and you can see how rich he is. And I believe I have an Orange Ghost Enchi, so I can put that beside and show you the difference in comparison. But I know that with the Ghost, it's a lot lighter. It's, you know, with the Casper Ghost, it's a lot lighter, more subtle. Maybe I'll even do a video on that, the differences between the two, and I can show. You never know. So, but unfortunately, the video went the way it did. Wish it wasn't in shed. You get what you get, guys. Sorry, man. I mean, I don't plan it. I just sort of go and get it done. But I guarantee you, in all the videos that I am going to come, there's going to be a lot that are just going to be amazing. So stay with me. Thanks for putting up with me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, keep the comments coming, and thanks for all your love and support, and until the next video.